Hello everybody, welcome back to Modern Meta Matchups. And on this week, we're playing a couple more decks that have been doing well in the tournaments lately. I'm going to be playing Grixis Death Shadow yet again.
Oh yeah.
And JC is going to be playing some Sultai Infect, which
yeah.
has been doing really well lately.
Yeah, it won Milwaukee NRG.
Yep.
Did very well at MTG Vegas.
Yep.
Phyrexian Crusader turns out kind of difficult to get rid of with Unholy Heat and Lightning Bolt and similar effects. And Ignoble Hierarch adds 4 more Hierarchs to give you those exalted triggers, also makes it easier to cast the Crusader. So I'm looking to do the normal Infect thing just with some extra cards.
Right, and with the Grixis Shadow, we've played it here before. Pretty much the same list, maybe a couple minor differences.
Good old Lurrus.
Yeah, we got Lurrus as the companion. We also have, obviously, Death Shadow. To go with that, Dress Down works really well. Things like Dragon's Rage Channeler, as well as maybe like Ragavan. So just trying to, establish some very early threats, and then kind of maybe try to control the game later on with all the removal and counter spells in the deck.
There you go.
And if you like our videos, you can let us know by hitting that like button. It does mean a lot to us. And you can also subscribe to this channel if you want to let us know that you enjoy our content. A lot of you guys are watching our videos, and maybe you're watching quite a few of them. You might think you're subscribed, but just verify that by making sure it says subscribed and not subscribe.
And leave us a comment down below letting us know what you thought of the video, what you liked about the decks, and what decks you want to see next time.
While you're down there, if you want to check the description, you can find our Patreon. And if you want to support us, that's another way you can do so. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into game one.
Let's do this.
All right, welcome to the gameplay. And for the first time ever in the history of ever, I want a die roll. So I get to actually go first.
I am sad. This is bad news bears for me. But you do what you can.
You do what you can, and while not the best hand in the world, I think this is good enough to give a try.
I'm going to keep this hand as well.
All right, so going into game one, I have a pretty good opening hand here. I have 3 lands, being a Steam Vents, a Blood Crypt, as well as a Scalding Tarn. To go with that, I do have 4 spells that are all pretty decent. The first one I have is a Dragon's Rage Channeler, as well as an Unholy Heat, so these work well together, allows me to get to that Delirium faster. Along with this, I also have 2 2-drops. I have a Dress Down, which is pretty good here because I can turn off Infect in this matchup by simply casting this Dress Down and turning it into regular damage, giving me maybe some life buffer if I need it. And then finally, I also have a Croxa. So hopefully this can come out later on, get rid of it, and get a big 6/6 in play.
So I feel pretty okay about this opening hand. I've got 3 lands, a Verdant Catacombs, a Misty Rainforest, and an Inkmoth Nexus. I've got an Ignoble Hierarch, perfect. We want to play a turn 1 Hierarch. This feels great. I've got a Blighted Agent, unblockable, feels really good. I've got a Vines of Vastwood and a Phyrexian Crusader. I've got some of the best creatures that I could have here, and I've got a protection spell with 3 lands. This is ideal. Let's do this.
All right, I'll go ahead and lead things off here with an untapped Blood Crypt.
Okay.
And I will cast Format All-Star Dragon's Rage Channeler.
Darcy's
Or
here.
Darcy. Yeah. No bobbles, so I'm gonna
Dang.
pass.
All right. Well, I guess I'll draw then.
If you must.
Okay, that's a card. That's a magic card. Why don't we lead on this here?
Hierarch.
That is the plan. I'm gonna play this Verdant Catacombs and go get. Let's go get an untapped Overgrown Tomb.
Sure thing.
All right, I'm gonna tap this for a green and play an Ignoble Hierarch.
Yeah, I was right. A Hierarch it is.
Goblin. I can't do anything with it yet though, so I'm just gonna pass.
All right, I'll untap and draw. That's interesting. That's pretty good, and I think it's gonna change how I play the rest of this turn here.
Uh-oh.
I'll go ahead and shock in a Steam Vents.
Taking the damage yourself.
Yeah, I don't think I'm too worried about taking damage against Infect usually.
Probably not.
I'll go ahead and pay 2 mana here.
Yeah.
And let's see how bad you want to keep that Hierarch or not. I'll go ahead and dash a Ragavan.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
And then I'm going to go to combat.
Yeah, go for it.
We'll attack for 3.
I think I like keeping this hierarch more than I care about whatever the random top card is. So, yeah, I'll take it. Here is my top card while you get your treasure. It's a Vine of Vastwood.
I don't think I want to use my treasure on that, so we'll just let that one get exiled.
Fair enough.
And then before the end of the turn, I'll go ahead and just immediately use this treasure. And I have an Unholy Heat, and seeing as you really want that hierarch, I'm going to cast it targeting that. Before anything happens, I'll go ahead and surveil.
Yeah.
That card is pretty good. I think we're just going to leave that where it is.
All right, well, I don't have the mutagenic, so...
After that, I'm all set. Ragavan will come back to my hand.
You got it.
I'll pass.
Alrighty. I'll untap and draw. Well then.
It's always good to cut you off a mana, I think.
Yeah. But you know who's back is Ignoble Hierarch.
Part 2.
It's kind of like Thoughtseize Bug, except not. And then I'm going to play a Misty Rainforest.
Sure thing.
And just so I don't get got by any instant speed tricks, I'm going to go ahead and fetch now for a breeding pool.
Sure thing.
After that, I'm just going to go ahead and pass the turn.
I'll untap and draw this really good card that I left on top.
Yeah.
I think here we're going to go ahead and pay 2 and start off with Expressive Iteration.
Okay.
I'll get a Surveil trigger here.
You sure will.
That card's pretty good, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and put that in the graveyard to the Death Shadow.
Death Shadow.
And then we'll go ahead and resolve this iteration. 3 cards.
You gotta love the 2-mana draw, too.
Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and exile that one.
Makes sense.
We'll go ahead and put this one in hand. We'll go ahead and throw that one on the bottom.
Alrighty.
Surprise, surprise. I'm going to go ahead and play this Scalding Tarn.
Makes sense.
Land for the turn.
Okay.
And then I'll think attacking here is correct. So I don't really want you to block. You're getting kind of low on life. So I'm just going to go ahead and immediately fetch for a Blood Crypt untapped. So I'll go ahead and attack for 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the 3 because I can't block a flyer.
And then second main phase, big surprise, I'll go ahead and cast a Ragavan.
Yeah, that makes sense.
After that, I'm all set. I'll just pass the turn.
Okay. I'm gonna untap and I'm gonna draw for the turn. Ooh, not bad, not bad. I'm gonna play this here Inkmoth Nexus.
Yeah.
And I'm going to immediately tap for 1 black and cast a Phyrexian Crusader.
Yeah, that one's hard for me to deal with.
Sure is. After that, I think I'm just going to be all done.
All right. I guess I'll just untap and go to my turn.
Yeah.
All right. I'll go ahead and play a Scalding Tarn here.
Yeah.
And I'll just I'll go ahead and sacrifice it and grab Watery Grave.
Okay.
And I'll go ahead and cast a Death's Shadow.
That one's pretty good.
Yep, it's a 3/3 here.
Sure is.
I'll then go ahead and go to combat.
Yeah.
And I have to attack with Darcy, so
Okay.
I'll do so.
You don't want to attack with the monkey?
I don't think it's advisable here.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I have no blocks, so I'll take that 3. I go to 5.
After that, I'm all set here. I'll just pass.
Okay. Well, I'm going to draw for the turn.
At least the shadow can block the Crusader.
Yeah, that's true. I will play an Inkmoth Nexus.
Another Inkmoth.
Yeah. Let's see here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap Breeding Pool to cast a Scale Up on my Phyrexian Crusader.
Yeah, that happens.
Okay, and then I'm going to move to combat with my 6/4.
Yep.
And I'm going to attack and make it a 7/5 because of Exalted.
Yep. So JC's attacking me with this very large Phyrexian Crusader. That thing is very scary. It has First Strike, it has Infect, it has protection from red and white, but I'm not playing white. And I have a really nice play here. I have a Dress down in my hand, and when I cast this, it's going to make my Death Shadow a 13/13. It's going to make his Phyrexian Crusader lose First Strike, Infect, and protection from red, which isn't a big deal right now, but the fact that I'm going to have a 13/13 to block his Crusader means I'm going to win this combat. I think I only have one real play here, and that's going to be pay 2 mana.
Yeah.
And cast Dress Down. I'll get a Surveil trigger.
Yes.
I'll just put the Bauble in the graveyard. And then Dress Down resolves.
Unfortunately, it does.
So I'll draw a card. And then I'll attempt to go to blockers.
Yep.
Right. So I'll put this 13/13 in front of your
7/5. Yep.
Without Infect.
Yep. That's really unfortunate, but it does happen.
Okay.
Goodbye, Phyrexian Crusader. After that, unfortunately, I just have to pass.
End step, the Dress Down will get sacrificed.
Yep.
Go to the graveyard. Then untap.
Yep.
And draw. Let's just go to combat here, I think.
Okay.
And I'll attack with everything.
Yeah. Before blockers, I'd like to animate one of my Inkmoth Nexuses.
Yeah,
Whatever the plural of Nexus is.
sure thing.
I'd like to move 2 blockers.
Yep.
I'd like to block like so.
Like so, you say.
Yes.
That's fine.
Okay. Before damage, I'd like to pay double green to kick Vines of Vastwood targeting my Inkmoth Nexus to give it +4/+4 and hexproof.
I think I'll respond to that one. I have an Unholy Heat.
Okay.
Surveil trigger.
Yep.
I'll put a Croxa in the graveyard.
Sure.
And attempt to deal 6 damage there.
It is gone.
So you'll take 2.
I will take 2. I will lose this here Ignoble Hierarch. You get a treasure.
Get a treasure.
And you get my Urborg.
Alright, Urborg's gonna get exiled.
Okay.
Then how many cards do we have in hand over there?
Just 2.
Just 2. I think we want to probably just play this Croxa that we milled over.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and pay 4 mana and exile some cards from my graveyard. Get rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you may discard a card. If it's a land, you lose the game.
Well, as I am almost certainly losing this game, but I still want to be a good sport about it, I will discard the only non-land in my hand, which is a Blighted Agent.
Ah, I see. After that, I'm all done. I'll pass.
Okay. I am very dead here, but let's just see what's on top. Yeah, 2 Verdants isn't going to get me anywhere here.
Yeah, that's fair. Go to game 2?
Yeah, let's go to game 2.
Alright, so for the sideboard here, I am going to bring in some removal spells because JC's creatures are very scary.
Boo.
So I'm bringing in Fatal Push and 2 Terminates. Nice thing about Fatal Push is it can kill the Phyrexian Crusader.
Yep.
So that's always a plus. As far as what I'm taking out, just kind of a couple of random cards. Kolaghan's Command. JC doesn't really play any artifacts, so a little bit less good in this matchup than it is against a lot of the other decks.
It's a little slow, yeah.
Yeah, and 2 damage. Any sort of pump effect is just nullifies it automatically. I'm also taking out a Kroxa again. It's a little bit slow. It worked out in the last game, but in general, Kroxa is a little bit slower than I needed to be, and I was kind of already winning with that Kroxa anyway. I didn't really need it to win the game.
Nope.
In the previous match. And then lastly, Expressive Iteration, kind of the same reason for the Kroxa. It was really good in the last game. It's also a little bit slow. Fantastic card, draws 2 cards for 2 mana, which is really good with that card selection. But again, it's a little bit slow, so I'm going to go ahead and cut 1 here in favor of removal.
Yeah, if I'm doing my thing, you don't want to be spending 2 mana on turn 3 to do that. My side, I need to stop Austin from interacting with me. I need to stop removal spells. So I'm bringing in Spell Pierce and Veil of Summer. Really good at making Austin either pay a bunch of extra mana. If he doesn't have it, it doesn't do anything, or just saying no. And drawing an extra card is always nice. To get those in there, I'm taking out some of the slightly clunkier or not as good pump spells. I took out one of the Become Immenses, a couple of Might of Old Krosa. Glistener Elf is the worst of my Infect creatures because it has no evasion. It's just cheap. And then this deck plays 20 lands. It's a very low resource deck, so I decided to cut one of the forests and just play with the one in there plus the duels.
Yeah, we'll go to game 2.
Let's do it.
All right.
I'm going to go first.
You're going to go first.
I'm going to go first.
I'm going to go 4th.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Come on. This hand's fine. I'm keeping it.
Yeah, my hand is fine. I think I'm going to try it. I don't love it, though. All right, so for game 2, this hand is not as good as my first hand. It's okay. I have 3 lands again. I have a Scalding Tarn, a Polluted Delta, and a Watery Grave. To go with this, I have a Mishra's Bauble, which works well with my fetch lands, allows me to kind of get an idea if I want to actually draw the card on top of my deck or not. I also have a lot of removal in this hand. I've got a Lightning Bolt and an Unholy Heat, so these can hopefully deal with some of those early threats that JC might have. And to cap all of this off, I have a Dress Down, which we saw how good that was in game 1. Hopefully it can be as good for me in this game.
Okay, so trying to come back strong here. I've got 2 lands this time, both Misty Rainforest. I've got a Noble Hierarch. Great, we're starting off on the right foot. I've got Become Immense and Scale Up for some pump spells, and Phyrexian Crusader and Blighted Agent for threats. This is feeling kind of similar to the last hand. I need 1 more land to make this perfect, or maybe something to protect my creatures, but he's got to get through all 3 of these to stop me from doing anything, so I think I got a really good chance here. All right, I'm going to lead things with a Misty Rainforest.
I bet you're going to grab something.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go to 17 for an untapped Overgrown Tomb.
All right, sounds good.
And then I'm going to tap for a green and play this Noble Hierarch.
Ah, this time it's Noble.
Yeah, this time it's a human. Go ahead.
All right. And it's not a Shaman.
It's not a Shaman, it's a Druid.
Oh, well, I drew a card I didn't really want to draw here.
Oh. Yay!
I'll just lead on Bauble.
Okay.
And I'm going to go ahead and look at my card.
Oh, all right. That makes sense. We're going to see a fetch land?
I think we're going to see a fetch land. I'll play a Scalding Tarn.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and immediately sacrifice it to grab a Blood Crypt untapped.
Okay.
And with that Blood Crypt, I would like to make some red mana.
No.
I have a Lightning Bolt here.
No.
I'm going to point it at the Noble Hierarch.
Yeah. Goodbye.
And after that, I am done.
Alrighty.
On your upkeep, I would like to draw a card.
You do get to do that. And then I'll draw on my draw step. Okay. I'll play another Misty Rainforest. This one's going to get a breeding pool, though.
Okay.
Alright, let's pay 2 mana. Try a different human.
Oh, that is
Blighted Agent.
I didn't actually realize that was a human. Alright, the more you know.
Yeah, human rogue. Go ahead.
Alright, my turn. Oh boy. Not a card I wanted to see there.
We like hearing this. We like hearing this.
But that Blighted Agent needs to go away. So I'm
That's pretty fair.
Unholy Heat it.
Yeah. No mutagenic from me.
No mutagenic. Alright, what do we even have in the graveyard? Not Delirium. 2 instants, a land, and an artifact. I'll go ahead and play a Bloodstained Mire after that.
Okay.
And then I'll just pass the turn.
Alrighty. I'll untap. I'll draw for the turn. Yet another Misty Rainforest.
I see.
I'm going down to 11
Okay.
to get another Overgrown Tomb untapped.
Sure.
Alright. Third time's the charm, right?
Maybe.
Phyrexian Crusader.
That happens.
Okay, I'm going to pass the turn.
End of your turn, I'll go ahead and sacrifice the Bloodstained Mire, and I'll just grab a tapped Steam Vents.
Okay.
I'll untap and hopefully draw a card. Well, that is an interesting top deck. I think that actually does change things a little bit. I was planning on doing something else, but since I drew it, I'll play Drawn in the Lock on the Crusader there.
It's gone.
It is deaded. After that, I'll go ahead and play another Bloodstained Mire here.
Okay.
And I'll pass the turn.
Okay. I'll untap and I'll draw. I will pass.
Alright, I'll just untap and draw as well. Maybe I should have fetched. Results-oriented thinking.
Yep, exactly.
I don't want to hear anything else.
Always about that result.
There's only one thing that matters, and it's results. I'll go ahead and shock in a Watery Grave.
Yeah.
And I'll go ahead and pay 3 mana for Luris.
Yep.
And then I'll pass the turn.
All right, I'll draw for the turn.
Yep.
Okay. We found Iggy.
Sure thing.
And then I will pass the turn.
Do I want to do anything here? Yeah, I think so. I'll go ahead and fetch for an untapped Blood Crypt.
Okay.
And at the end of your turn, I'll go ahead and cast an Unholy Heat on the Ignoble Hierarch.
No Delirium, huh?
I do have Delirium now, because I got that enchantment in the graveyard.
Oh.
Oh, no, I don't.
No, you don't.
I don't have an enchantment. I do not have Delirium.
Okay.
I just have land instant and artifact.
Well, I'd like to play a mutagenic growth for a green mana on my Noble Hierarch.
Yeah, that happens.
Okay.
Unholy Heat deals 2 damage, but that's not enough.
It's a 2/3.
I'll go to my turn?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll untap and draw. Alright, well, how many cards do you have in your hand over there?
I got 3.
3? Alright, let's see what those are. Inquisition of Kozilek.
Inquisition of Kozilek. Okay. I have 2 scale ups and a Become Immense.
I think I have to take a scale up.
Okay.
I don't think I have any other choices.
Seems that way.
Yeah. So you are close to just killing me with damage.
Yeah.
So I will have to chump block with my Luris next turn. That's unfortunate for me. I'll cast Luris here.
You got it.
And then the only thing I can do with my graveyard is play this Mishra's Bauble, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
I think I'll go ahead and bobble myself again.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty good there. All right, so I'm a little bit worried. I saw JC's hand, and he's got enough damage to kill me next turn if I don't block this Hierarch. I play the Lurrus, and I'm thinking I'm probably going to have to chump block with it. However, I look at the top card of my deck with the bauble, and I see a Fatal Push, and I know that I'm probably in pretty good shape here, being able to kill this creature if he tries to go for it. So I'll go ahead and play land for turn as a Polluted Delta.
Alrighty.
I'm not gonna fetch though.
Okay.
We'll just go to your turn.
Okay.
And on your upkeep, I get to draw.
You do. And then on my draw step, I get to draw.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay. I would like to tap for green and play a Noble Hierarch.
Yep.
I would like to tap for green and play a Scale Up on my Ignoble Hierarch.
Sure thing.
Okay. And then I would like to go to combat.
Yep.
And this 6/4 becomes an 8/6.
An 8/6. You have one card in your hand?
I have one card.
I'll choose not to block.
Okay. I would like to attempt to delve for this Become Immense.
Yep.
I will delve away 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Alright. I'll respond.
Sure.
I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice Polluted Delta and grab a basic swamp.
You got it.
And with that bauble, I did see a Fatal Push and kept it there. It's going to go after the Hierarch of the Ignoble variety.
Yep. Hierarch dies. This does not resolve. That was my one shot. My one chance. And he had to have Fatal Push. Why did he have to find Fatal Push? I don't know how I'm getting out of this one. I got to get really lucky to win this. Okay. Well, that's going to be my turn.
All right. I'll untap and draw. Yes, the old Wombo combo. I'll start off by just playing that bauble from the graveyard.
Uh-huh.
I'll take a look at my top card again.
You got it.
Awkward. I think I do want that card. I'll just play this Polluted Delta.
Okay.
And I'll go to combat.
Alrighty.
And attack for 3.
I'm going to take the 3.
Alright. And then I'll pass the turn.
Okay.
On your upkeep, I draw.
Yep. On my draw step, I draw. I'm going to pass.
Alright. I'll just go to my turn. I'll play the bauble again.
Yep.
I'll bauble myself.
Yep.
Let's see. I'll go ahead and fetch and grab just a tapped Steam Vents.
Yep.
I'll then go to combat and attack for 3.
I'll take 3.
And then I'll pass.
Okay. I'm going to draw a card. And you're going to draw on my upkeep.
Yep.
Go ahead.
On your end step, I think. You want to do it on your end step? No, I'll do it. I'll do it at the end of your second main phase. I'll just play a dress down.
Okay.
Draw a card.
You got it.
And then we'll go to your end step, and this will get sacrificed.
You got it.
I found the non-lands. I'll go to combat.
Yeah.
I'll attack for 3.
I will block.
Sure thing.
Before damage, I will try to cast a Kicked Vines of Vastwood, targeting my Noble Hierarch.
Cards in hand? Yeah, that's fine. My
Okay.
last will die.
You still gain 3, though.
I do gain 3. I'll go ahead and play Croxa,
Yes. I will lose 3.
and then I'll escape that same Croxa.
And a die.
Yeah, I had a lot of gas in my hand at the end.